Hey YouTube, it's Andrew. Today I'm going to do a lesson on high screams, or what I would call high screams. And I know how to do what I would call the low screams, but it's better to be focused. And this is the kind of scream that I use all the time. I don't use the other screams because I don't like it as much, and it's not as good to work with singing. But yeah, this one is. So the first way I would describe to do it, out of the two ways I'm going to tell you how to do it, is to get a raspy note and kind of squeeze, well, obviously don't actually squeeze your throat, but it'll feel like you're kind of squeezing whatever you're using to make the rasp a little more and just taking the voice out of it. So for example, you're holding a note with rasp. Yay! And then you just take away the note and add more rasp. Yeah! And, you know, once you get that sound, that gritty, no voice in there, just complete grit sound, you play with it until you get a sound that you like, and that's the whole technique. To me, this is an easier way to teach it. Obviously, you have to know how to sing and add rasp, but if you're going to learn how to scream anyways, you should be a singer. If you're not a singer and you're going to try to scream, you probably shouldn't bother. You should probably learn how to sing first, or at least to some extent, because all the diaphragm control stuff that you learn from singing will be absolutely detrimental to your I don't know. It's very all the diaphragm control techniques are extremely important in screaming. Probably more so in screaming than singing, because if you do screaming wrong, you can severely hurt yourself. So be smart. If it starts to hurt, take a break, come back later, make sure you don't have a show the next day, because there's a lot of trial and error. And so the second technique I'm going to show you is the whisper method, which I would describe as getting a whisper scream, which, you know, if you're sitting around listening to a song and you don't know how to scream, or at least I did this, you just kind of whisper and it sounds like a scream, like, and, you know, it sounds a little comical, but it does sound in a way like a scream. So you get that, and you just push it a little more using the diaphragm methods that you learn in singing, and so you just get a, and you push it into that, and you know, you'll start to feel it more in your throat. So, you get that sound and you play with it until it becomes a real scream. And I recommend the first method for this. The first method for learning how to scream. But if the first method doesn't work for you, try the second. Screaming is one of those things that you can't definitively define how to do, so sometimes it takes different methods. And then that's it. The rest is just shaping your mouth to get various sounds. Like if you want a high scream, you go like that. If you want a low scream, you go like that. So, for example, a range would be like, yeah! You know, something like that. And this scream is, if anything, harder to get lower than it is higher. Higher, it takes less air, and it's almost easier. So I could sit all day just going like, yeah! Until your face turns red or whatever. But then low one, it starts to get a little bad sounding. So that's where the other low scream techniques come in for, you know, bands like Between the Periphery and Opeth. But this will fit all the other bands that do the high screaming. And I learned this with a lot of trial and error, singing songs. I probably, you know, I had to make sure that I had a few days off from doing any band stuff, otherwise I wouldn't be able to sing very well. So anyways, I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, you know, send me a message, and maybe I'll make another video if you guys have a certain question that seems to be bugging everyone. Alright, peace out, guys.